Latest on Typhoon Jebi, which is about to make landfall imminently on the island of Shikoku as a Category 2 by our estimate, with winds of 100 miles an hour and a pressure of 958 millibars. The Japan Meteorological Agency also says 100 miles an hour. The Joint Typhoon Warning Center has it a little lower at 90 miles per hour, Category 1, but we're saying Category 2 and a Stage 4 on the CDPS, which means extensive damage is now almost a given for these areas that are being affected by the storm. 58 miles from Kochi, 94 from Tokushima, 156 from Osaka and closing, and it is 385 miles southwest of Tokyo. There are watches and warnings in effect for large parts, vast portions of Japan now. Typhoon warning for most of the central area of the islands. Gale advisories for almost all of Honshu except the province of Iwate and all of Kyushu, and those typhoon warnings extending onto Kyushu still as well. This is what the models are showing, what they were showing earlier on, that landfall occurring imminently. It really remains little remains to be said about its future track, because there isn't really much of a future left for Jebi. It's going to be another one that gets swallowed up towards the north and really will probably weaken and dissipate very quickly, as did Cimarron not so long ago. A slightly different angle on this one though, maybe a little bit further east than Cimarron went. We'll wait and see on that. Sea surface temperatures, for what they're worth, are very warm indeed. 29 degrees or so, all the way up until landfall, so that's certainly not going to be an issue for its intensity. Some models were suggesting that maybe it would intensify a little bit just before landfall. Not seeing clear-cut signs of that yet, but according to the JMA at least, it is maintaining, and even according to the JTWC, it is a little bit stronger than what its earlier forecasts were saying that it would be by now. You just saw that model run there, and towards the end of the week here, not much happening after the passage of Typhoon Jebi, which is going to be pretty quick. It's speeding up, it's up to around I think 17 knots now, the movement towards the northeast, which is almost 20 miles per hour. These are the chances of tropical storm force winds, some of which are probably already occurring. 97% in Osaka, 42% in Hiroshima, 90% in Nagoya, so those are the main areas. Kyoto also is going to be very high up on those percentage chances too, and Tokushima, which is even more in the immediate vicinity of the storm. These are what the models are saying. Not much to say about this anymore. Gradual weakening expected, wind shear on the rise, as you can see. It's going to drop down again shortly, but that's not going to make much difference because sea surface temperature is going to be through the floor once the storm enters the Sea of Japan. And this is pretty much it as far as the story of Jebi goes, and its remnants may well move into eastern Russia. This is how it has been looking on the satellite imagery in most recent frames, not quite as recent as the ones we opened with, but you can see how the storm has been progressing. That is a bit more recent there, this water vapor imagery. Dry air rushing in across the Korean peninsula as this front pushes in towards the storm. A rather weak one, to be honest. And looking at this imagery here, it is still remaining fairly potent, and it's got a sizable wind field, and it's going to be a serious concern for the islands who are already now feeling the effects. You can follow Force 13's outlets, the website force13.com, with you at any time. You can also find our YouTube page if you're not there already, subscribed hopefully, and you can also follow our Facebook page, search Force 13 all in text. Videos are now there as well, and you can follow us on Twitter at Force 13 is our handle, and it's hashtag F13Sulik if you'd like to draw our attention to anything in future live events or whatnot. You can also help the project become even better by becoming a patron with its various rewards that come with that feature as well. And you can add me personally, Fool13 at extension 9094 on Discord, and Force13 on Skype for tropical weather chat.